office. We should own it. It should be here. The project shouldn't be running from Accra when you have a project in Kumasi. The project unit should be here, and the project coordinator must also be resident here.
Joe.
So that at least the stakeholders, the district assemblies, that would be able to coordinate with them to know how it goes. So these are issues that I want us to look at properly to bring it to fruition. Because if we don't do that, I've always said that it takes time for the World Bank to take a decision. Bureaucracy, going to the desk of this one, approving and all that. But this one, we know the reason why we need that. Therefore, why can't we implement it? 2025 is about 10 years we've been talking about this. If we had done it earlier, it would have helped with the economy, it would have helped with employment. We have the available human resource. All these young ones are all university graduates and others here. We have the Kenyan University producing all these students and all those things. So, in terms of development, if we have the infrastructure, then everything will be fine. I cannot depend on the politicians for my development. I don't want to depend on them. So let's have a social contract, and then we do it. Mr. President, so this is something that I want us to look closely and then do it. I don't know the team, but I want to meet the team after they've left, so I know who are working on this rapid transport thing, so that we can take it up further. And then, if I have to go to the Accra office for them to take me to Washington to defend, then we look at it and do it properly. The President, I hope when you go back, you allocate some money for that.
All right, Abusia for World Bank for akopim Otumfuo and ase nana mebodi na akasem piao. Otumfuo na Otumfuo ene World Bank for etinkomo bi. Won se onu ni momo dada. Enye enepe eni da omo ekọ Otumfuo enchen na kodi nkomo. Na ase we a generating news bi wo Ghana. Omo kire se Otumfuo afaya aban no ana Otumfuo nso a kire se opese decentralization bi a wadi hu nkomo se project bi a ekoso wa Asante mputam bia no opese omo office no ewa Asante se da bi o betimi ama o mani akwade no ho na project bi wo ho e ba Asante mamu etimi chadodo project bi wo ho se di be 10 years ni ade na se project no wo Asante mamu na omo office wa Asante mamu a ohuni se omo ani ebetimi akoho yi na bibia so atima ye kama enkomo ben no Asanteman ene World Bank for idia trend ye yenkoi na yenhwe asem no mu nkiremu na okopie mu ewo Ghana Web a Ghana Web edi ato sanso ene asase radio so apostu asem we edi ato na yenkan asase radio nsem no to say Otumfuo urges World Bank to fast track Kumasi urban mobility solutions. The Asanteman advocated for the decentralization of project management, using that the project office and coordinator be based in Kumasi to enable effective stakeholder coordination. Yes, we the unit that the Asanteman Osei the second has called on the World Bank to strengthen its collaboration with stakeholders in Kumasi and Ghana as a whole, to accelerate the implementation of key development projects and aimed at economic and social transformations. Speaking during an engagement with the World Bank officials on Friday, 10 January, the Asanteman expressed concern over delays in critical interventions, including addressing excess energy costs, reviving budgetary support, and advancing the Kumasi Rapid Transport Project. Enkomo yin Otumfuo di hu nkomo mebo amowati na mebese manhu adekunti a video no trend na enkofo edi hu nkomo eka eho asem no ntina ma me kirikiri mu yi amwate de ekosi na nkasa ase no wasi he lamented that the prolonged delays in implementation the Kumasi Rapid Transport Project, which aims in improve urban mobility and economic productivity. He criticized the bureaucracy that has stalled the project since feasibility studies began under GICA and later involvement by the World Bank. Asanteman Kumasi is the commercial hub of Ghana, but the increasing population and congestion are causing the economic delay. The 28-kilometer rapid transport lane from Ejusu to Ebuakwa has eased this burden for facilitating the movement of goods and passengers, creating much needed employment, he emphasized. The Asanteman advocated that for the decentralization of project management, urging that the project office and coordinator be based in Kumasi to enable effective stakeholder coordination. We cannot continue running project for Kumasi from Accra. This is slowing project. Let's own the project and implement it quickly. It has been nearly 10 years of discussion, and this project had been implemented earlier. The benefit in terms of employment and economic growth would have been immense. We someone Otumfuo edit to and was say, I do not depend on politicians for development. So let's have a social contract and then we do it, he stated. The king also highlighted a past discussion with the World Bank in 2019 about Ghana energy challenges, where the country was paying 500 to 600 million annual for unused energy. Now I am told it is about 1.5 million, and I believe it is time we revisit the issue to explore a solution such as exporting excess energy to Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, and Mali, he stated. In 2019, about 180 million allocated to school feeding was withdrawn, as was 500 million for budgetary support, partly due to energy issues. I hope we can revisit these matters to ensure Ghana benefit from the intervention, he added, while reflecting on previous funding cut for the school feeding program and budgetary support. And was also to us not saying, for his part, the World Bank Vice President for Western and Central Africa, His Excellency Osmani Diagana, has expressed the international financial institutions heartfelt gratitude to Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II Asanteman for his guidance, according to Vice President of the meeting held at Manhyia Palace in Kumasi, Robert Talisio, Country Director, Michelle Kani, Operations Manager, Madu, and so about Practice Manager, Sansune Urban Development, Resilience and Land Manager, and so on. Durara Sara, Energy Sector Specialist, Program Leader, and Equia Pukia Timpali, Transport Specialized. The team was led by key officials from the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, including the Chief Director, Michael Owusu Amwako, the Regional Economic Planning Officer, Beatrice Kwartin, and the Regional Director, Dio Francis Gambra. Ena omukopie mu ewo Asanteman. Enti assembly nchire mu nyina ne se Otumfuo kire se omu ye bibi ewo Asanteman mu dia ewo se office no wa Asanteman mu na afei nso no omu no onyina aban so ene no oni aban edili ompe saa ne omana ase oni aban ni no so on trust sa anko for no to no ye na ade a oye na ade enti so omu pese omu ye bibi wo ho saa de no omu menye social contract then ye ade no omodi aba Kumasi na nyese ye bewrane afri Accra bi na ye project no hu bibia ye hunu ne ompesa na mane omano it Otumfuo nsem wa wodi ye ne nkofo sei wa fire aban no ana afei so o sei opese oye bibia decentralization se ade bi be koso wa Asanteman mu a wo se wa Asanteman mu eni kwase operate edi free baabi ena de ba yanko ani nkotie nsem a Otumfuo eka ye obetimi de wadwen kire egu comment section na no first day a odwane page ya no aka so be subscribe to channel no for more videos maybe did the corner ba yentie de Otumfuo odi tudwa
omo ye omo ade so omo ntimi entwa rura enya nti ye no nti omo ma enya ntete se ye ma rura enti se omo ba so a ombe ba ne na ase na dwuma di omo die no omo so ama na hu yeah, ekoso. Itimi de krata eba mpanyinfo ho. Na yura so eje ne fel so. Se dwuma de bi ekoso a otimi nya amokwa fi se. De ope bibi akọ totofo no. Ese ye nya na bro. Enti yura so eye ya dwen se yemfa mpanyinfo yi emra. Sabe kwaya yura esi afa so ne anwabo a or the agents Regional Coordinating Council, in fact, in Embrano, I saw it. nti yebubu na no enne so say say yɛde mpanyinfoɔ duru yɛwura no nti anopa no yɛkɔ airport na ahoboa a yɛwura de taa akyi ma yɛkɔ hyia mpanyinfoɔ yi ɛfɛ kwa nti yɛhyia wɔn so no na ɛsɛ sɛ baabi a dwumadie no bɛkɔ no yɛde wɔn fa ɛkwan no so na wɔn hu nea ɛkɔ so amanehunu a nipa binom ehunu no kwan so na yɛakɔdi saa dwuma no nyinaa awie na ɛsɛ yɛba na yɛwura so amane ɛwɔ hɔ no yɛde bɔ no na nea nti a ɔpanyin no so ɛba kurom ha no ɔde ne nyinaa abɔ yɛwura
of the democracy in Ghana. The World Bank Group President Ajay Banga has received an invitation from Ghanaian authorities to participate in the inauguration of the new president, His Excellency John Muhammad Dramani. We seize this opportunity to thank him and also thanks his predecessor, Nana Akufo, with whom we have worked very, very, very closely as part of the long tradition of partnership between Ghana and the World Bank. It was also an occasion from us to ask what are the priorities of this new government and how the World Bank can help in order to continue to be a partner, trusted partners of Ghana and to be part of a Ghanaian journey for building prosperous economy, fighting poverty, and creating hope and success for the population of Ghana. We cannot be in Accra without asking to be here in Kumasi for two reasons. The first being that we have a long tradition and long-standing partnership with the World Bank since the era of the then President Jim Wolfenson. You also visited our headquarters a couple of years ago, and we have been inspired, and we continue to be inspired with the discussion and the information and the guidance that you have provided to the World Bank leadership. And second, because Kumasi has huge potential economically, and historically is a city that is extremely important for the development, not only for Ghana, but also for the Western and Central African countries. And that's why, over the years, the World Bank Group has been involved in Kumasi development through several operations. And as we speak, we do have intervention in the education programs, what we call Gallup programs, our agricultural and investment program, in particular, Ghana Commercial Agricultural Program, that is followed by the Food System Resilience Operation, are also operating in Accra. The Water and Sanitation Program, for which you have played a very important role, has achieved a lot in Ghana. So I definitely wanted to seize this opportunity to thank you for your leadership and the guidance that you continue to provide you. Specifically, and as we speak, we are developing a very important program on the urban mobility for actually accelerating or being part of how the city can be a lure for job creation, for creating opportunity for everybody. So this very important program is making a lot of progress in terms of its design. Our hope is to present it to our board by June 2025. It will be the second operation or the first operation of this kind invest in Central Africa. The first one being in Senegal, and the second one in Cameroon. With Kumasi and Abidjan, we intended to invest in this type of operation because what we are observing across the world is the rapid urbanization as a result of demography, which is being accelerated, and also the result of the climate change that are putting a lot of pressure on services in cities. But also we know that cities are the center for creating jobs, the center where the fight against poverty can be accelerated. And Kumasi has a lot of potential, and this potential can be to make a good use of this potential. Definitely, a program like this one should be developed, and this is our belief, and that's why we have decided to invest. We know that this type of operations are complex in nature, and therefore, your guidance, your involvement, and leadership will be highly appreciated in order to make sure that eventually the project will be to success. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much for this visit today.
John.
Yes, and I thank the regional coordinating director for leading his delegation and you to be here.
John.
I know that my relationship with the World Bank dates as far back. Interestingly, I've met 3 presidents from there.
John.
Jim Wolfenson, and then Wolfowitz, and then the last one in 2019 was the one I came to see.
John.
When Trump was the president.
Yes.
He had I think it was a conflict about climate change that got him out of the
John.
So he was the 3rd one that I've had the relationship with. And so it's been an interesting relationship between me and the World Bank in that effect. And I believe that your visit will still continue for us to share ideas and find innovative ways of resolving our problems economically, development, social interventions, and everything.
John.
I am aware that when I came last time in 2019, I discussed the generation problems, energy generation problems, where we were talking about we're paying in excess of 500, 600 million at that time for energy that we had not used.
John.
And I engaged the president then to find a solution to that in terms of how could we avoid that, because it was eating into our budget.
John.
And now I'm told it's about 1.5 million that we are paying for that. And therefore, at that time I asked your president to give me a grant to cover that. Whilst we did it, we got a technical assistance, a tripartite company, the IFC generation company in Ghana, for us to see how best we can get a technical support to be able to plan to export the excess energy to Burkina Faso, Mali, and others, and Togo and others, the excess one that we have installed, because I think we have 5,000 something installed, and then we are using only 3,000 something. So that's one issue that I will get back to you again on that, because I need for us to discuss those things again. You've done that with the school feeding, and which I appreciate. I remember when I talked to them about, they had withdrawn the 180 million at that time, and I said I should take it before I go back to Ghana, so I got it before I came. And then budgetary support also was withdrawn at that time. You had allocated 500 million for budgetary support, but you said because of the economic situation, the energy situation, you withdraw, that was withdrawn. So these are all issues that I want us to revisit, and by that I will talk to you later on quietly for us to look at it. There are other issues that I'll discuss with you privately for us to know the way forward. That is in the generality of Ghana. I want us to look at it again to see the way we can move on and all that. And, coming to the local one, Kumasi is a vibrant city. Population-wise, everything-wise, the commercial hub of Ghana. And so looking at the project that you suggested, rapid transport section, I have interest in that, yes. I know JICA started with a feasibility some time ago, and then it's developed to the World Bank here, where we can then put it in fruition. It's been on the drawing board for some time, 2015 and all that. The bureaucracy is something that I don't like at all, you see. 2015, and therefore we have to push it now. The population has increased very much. We have all these transport vehicles, different ones, all moving, fighting for space. And that doesn't help with the economic development of the city at all, because everybody is clamoring going to the center. The buses are, the trotro, all these things are there. And if you calculate in terms of how many hours that it costs to do business, in terms of diesel, petrol, and all those things, you find that it's costing the economy so much that it's something that we may have to look at. And then the employment that it creates also, in relation to having a rapid transportation. The 28-kilometer one from Ejuso down to a Buakwa section, for example, if we could have that rapid transport and the movement of goods, passengers and everything, and then the ease with which we can do business together, it's something that we may have to look at seriously. I don't know what is the country director can tell. I don't know what has delayed this, but the project office, we should own it. It should be here. The project shouldn't be running from Accra when you have a project in Kumasi. The project unit should be here, and the project coordinator must also be resident here. So that at least the stakeholders, the district assemblies, that would be able to coordinate with them to know how it goes. So these are issues that I want us to look at properly to bring it to fruition. Because if we don't do that, I've always said that it takes time for the World Bank to take a decision. Bureaucracy, going to the desk of this one, approving and all that. But this one, we know the reason why we need that. Therefore, why can't we implement it? 2025 is about 10 years we've been talking about this. If we had done it earlier, it would have helped with the economy, it would have helped with employment. We have the available human resource. All these young ones are all university graduates and others here. We have the KNUST producing all these students and all those things. So, in terms of development, if we have the infrastructure, everything will be fine. I cannot depend on the politicians for my development. I don't want to depend on them. So let's have a social contract, and then we do it. Mr. President, so this is something that I want us to look closely and then do it. I don't know the team, but I want to meet the team after they've left, so I know who are working on this rapid transport thing, so that we can take it up further. And then, if I have to go to the Accra office for them to take you to Washington to defend, then we look at it and do it properly. The President, I hope when you go back, you allocate some money for that, so we know, so the country director can do it for us. I thank you for this visit, but we'll continue further with other discussions for us to.
Thank you so very much. Ghana is a priority for the World Bank. In terms of financial support to the region that I'm leading, Ghana comes number 3 in terms of net commitment as we speak. The number 1 being Nigeria for obvious reasons, the size of the population, etc. Cote d'Ivoire is the number 2, but Ghana is very, very close. I know. It's almost the same amount. And a program here in Ghana covers almost every development area, spanning from education to agriculture, but with energy at the center of whatever we are doing, because no transformation in the development area would happen without energy. And Ghana has a unique potential on energy that will be critical for finding development solution to Ghana development issue, but also allowing Ghana to be part of the development solution of the neighboring countries. Whenever I travel in a country like Burkina Faso, Togo, and we start to discuss about energy, then we'll maybe spend more time on how Ghana can help unlock the challenge that they face. So, and this is also one of the reasons why the new World Bank president has decided to focus on energy as engine for development. He will organize on January 27 and 28 two big events in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. The first will bring together all the ministers of energy, and the second day will bring the head of state of African countries across the continent, from the north to the south to the eastern, western, and southern. And I had the privilege to discuss this the day before yesterday with His Excellency John Mahama, and I hope that he'll be able to go there himself. We have to recognize that recently the implementation of our program, of energy program in Ghana, didn't go smoothly for several reasons that we have also discussed during my mission. To come back to Kumasi specifically and the program, I fully agree with you. To be close to where the issues are, the team who's in charge of preparing, supervising the project should be also there. So, and this is also part of the new dynamic that we are trying to put in place in the World Bank, and that we are calling Better Bank, a bank that aims at accelerating a program that exists already, but also that will be using its convening power to try to mobilize even more resources for the country. And also to make sure that what we do is based on the country need and country specific, and that also our team are very, very close to the country. And we have done this at the level of Ghana, where we have the country director, and not only the country director base, but most of our managers who are working on the different areas in West Africa are based in Ghana. This is the case of, for instance, of Magu, who are our practice manager for the urban sector. So the sector who's in charge of this bus rapid transit project. So, and she is, of course, supported by several teams. The same team is also the deputy director, Michel, who is based in Accra, the energy program coordinator, Druma, who are based in Accra. Those are few. There are so many people now who are based in Accra and who are, and because we want to use Accra as a hub for many West Central African countries, taking advantage also of connectivity that is much easier in Ghana than compared to some other countries in the West Central Africa. For this operation that we are talking about, we are discussing on what are the bottlenecks that have to be fixed in order to complete the preparation of the project, but also what are the other mechanisms that we have to put in place so that when the project is approved, its implementation cannot be delayed. A program like this one, our goal is to be involved on long-term basis. In Senegal, where we have done the first BRT in West Africa, we are already working on the second BRT. So this is also our intention for Ghana, in particular for Kumasi. And we took note of the feedback that you have given us. We will work on it, and I'm sure that we'll be able to find some practical and pragmatic solution to it.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you. And by this, I'm looking at Greater Kumasi. Greater Kumasi. I joined Brown there to Ejuso Brown there to meet at the Buakwe and all those. So the regional coordinator council, Madam, we will discuss that. But I need to see the team that's working on it. So we'll take it up.
Joe,
for your suggestions and comments and guidance. I really appreciate it. It's very useful for us. We also, as Usman said, we're also not happy with the bureaucracy. And our President Ajay Banga is reforming the bureaucracy to make it more agile, more efficient, more effective. So we're with you on that. We have resumed budget support operations. So the new series started in January of last year, $300 million dispersed. And yesterday we had meetings with the designated appointed ministers to talk about how to expedite the next budget support operation. So we're very much also in agreement with you on the need to bring back budget support to support a credible reform program that will reestablish Ghana's credibility with international markets, investors, and the public community. And we're very, precisely because we knew you would be interested in the details of the project, that we brought our whole team that we can sit down with you, if you allow, after to go into what are the issues now, what are the challenges, what are the key next steps. We'd love to have your help as well with that. Otumfuo. So
thank you very much.
We cannot bring this courtesy call, the meeting with our king, to an end without showing our appreciation. But our package is not in the form of the appreciation. As Otumfuo mentioned, you know, the customs, the tradition. So that's why we are going by that. But we need to also, you know, show appreciation by expressing our thanks to him. That's on behalf of the team. And the team from the bureaus participating in the assemblies and the RCC for the time that he decided to spend with us. When we sent the letter for this meeting to be arranged, we thought that it was too short, but he didn't hesitate, but he decided to host the team for this courtesy call. We are most grateful.
Same way, and open so a time World Bank for a copy mu a Manhyia a few more channel Mudin Como. Ubet me what venture by the open so walking on an adjun and now an adjun. The okay, you know, ochra wadjun or comment section. Nana de Wakasan get you by Ghana, the ones a one for bachelor of margin. To once wide venture or home, and it's a bit me comment section.